Who noticed that in the text? It's close to 750,000. In my opinion, everybody is tossing a coin right now, whether it is going to be Wendy, Mindy, Daryl, Tim, Jessica, or Victoria that is going to hit 7-figure first. Those are the names that were thrown out. I put my money on Tim. Why? He is the most structured and the most consistent online. Does that make sense?
It does.
And he can walk the talk on that. Okay? There's not one day he missed a live. How many of y'all been on Tim Live? Have you ever seen him not organized?
No.
No, that's unheard of, right? So let me go ahead and go right into this topic. First and foremost, do you guys see Carlene?
No.
Okay. She officially became a member of the community. Imagine this. She wanted to make sure we're a real community. She was invited by Martha. And when I spoke to her, she wanted to see at least three sessions to make sure we're consistent, right? And guess what? There's nothing that would deny her from joining the community. Does that make sense? I expect her to come into the inner circle pretty soon. Okay? How many of y'all seen Carlene's content? Pretty good content. See, you guys gotta look around. Does that make sense? You gotta look around on what others are doing, not necessarily what you said, not necessarily to do copycat, okay? But you got to learn when to help with observation and when to compliment when you see good work. You guys understand?
Yes.
When you're building your credit scorecard, so you're building your credit scorecard by how you show up and what value you bring to the environment. That's how you build your credit score. So each one of you guys, if you were to score your credit right now on a like a regular credit score, where would you score yourself from a 100 to 900? You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Yes.
Right? So the way I treat this industry, I treat it like building your credit. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Now,
makes
let
sense.
me tell you where it reflects. Okay, this is where your credit score reflects in your level of engagement based on the content that you put out. Not just in this community, but if you're in Daryl's community, then there. If you're in DGC, then there. Whatever community you part of. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Let me explain to you. Each community is either Master, Visa, Discover, or American Express. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Look, watch this, okay? You don't have to raise your hand if you don't want to. But how many of you here, if you would say, count how many credit cards you got, you open and you have an accordion? My mom is the first one to raise her hand.
Guilty as charged.
Yep, me
Now,
too. Guilty as charged.
I don't want you to have an accordion of communities because then you're outdoing yourself. Does that make sense? When you see me active in a community, it's because I am getting value from this community. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
There's a few communities I'm a part of, but I'm not doing squat. How many of y'all got communities like that?
I do.
Oh yeah, I got some too. I'm human, right? But where do I build my credit score? On the communities that I am getting value. Not just because I'm earning, right? But I am getting value that helps me get 1% better every day. See, your goal every day when you wake up is to get 1% better than the day before. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
When you do that for 365 days, you just became the 2.0 version of you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So that's why this topic that I'm about to talk about is very, very dear to my heart. Okay. Uh-oh.
What was
It's all
that?
right. Did you get your coffee? All right. So these are the 5-step cycles of success. I got a chance to have a talk. Does that make sense? You see?
Yes.
So, number one, I want each and every one of you to write these 5 steps. If not, you know where to go get it. It's right in the community. It's one of the pin posts, right? Be crystal clear on who you serve and how you're going to serve them. Think about this for a second. Who do we serve here at PPP? Anybody can tell me?
Repeat the question, please. I was writing.
Who do we serve at PPP community?
People who
People
are
on
struggling.
social media.
Frustrated parents, grandparents.
That's right. A struggling parent or grandparent that's struggling with digital marketing, right? Everybody in agreement?
Huh?
Right? And how do we serve them? This is crucial. It's only 2 things I'm looking for on how we serve them in order to complement DGC.
We connect the missing pieces, the missing links
And we do that how?
PPP.
by the audit, the 3-click test, and by offering the 22 streams of income.
Correct? So what I was really mainly looking for, guys, is this, guys. It's only 2 things that we serve them to do that. Is the 7-second test and the 3-click test. I want you guys to memorize that. Okay? And then our 7-second test and 3-click test gives you whether you pass the connection test or you don't pass the connection test. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? That's very important. Okay? Then you want to offer a painful, obvious solution to their obvious problem. So the problem is not knowing why your content's not converting, correct? No, you could be consistent. How many people know people that are consistent 3 times a day, every day, and still not converting? You ask Brahim, that's like the biggest problem right now in digital marketing. The biggest. Okay? What is our obvious solution? An audit that will give you a wake-up call to realize what's not connecting. Where are you losing your people? Assuming your content is good. You know, there's people that have good content and still losing people. You guys with me so far?
Yes.
Right? Then number 3 is you must have a product that delivers the results. Legacy Builder is one. Anybody know what is the nickname of Legacy Builder?
DCG.
No. No. In the digital marketing world, it's called the framework. In the Legacy Builder language, it's called the Freedom Machine. Sounds familiar, right?
Or the blueprint, right?
Okay. But that Freedom Machine is just the framework, guys. It's the framework. What does that mean? It is industry blind, product blind. You can use the same framework, health and wellness, financial industry, real estate, accounting, whatever you do. If you leverage this community right. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
What is the other product that we offer at PPP that delivers that solution in the connections of the 7-second test and the 3-click rule? The number one failure, people managing their time. Do you guys know that when the time is not properly managed, you show me your calendar, I show you your personal relationship. How many of you guys believe that?
I did.
Because your calendar will reflect that. Does that make sense? Your calendar will also reflect your faith. Your calendar will also reflect your family and your finances. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If you're going to start to put the dots right and connect them right, we have 7 masterclass. Why do I start with the time blocking? It doesn't matter what your mindset is. If your time blocking, your calendar management is not right, doesn't matter how good your mindset is. No. If your time is not right, does it matter what your skill set is?
Yeah.
No, because you'll never have enough time to finish what you want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if your skill set's not right, your mindset's not right, guess what? Do you think your heart set's going to be right? Do you think your soul set's going to be right? No. Nothing is in order until you truly own your calendar. You know, almost 3 decades later, I remember when my mentor in the financial industry told me, I said, Kim, you're going to dish out 20 grand. You're going to commit to this class. I don't care if you're in the Navy. You're going to pay and you're going to commit. He was my ticket to get out of the Navy. What do you think I'm going to tell him?
You're not going to tell them no.
That's right, Jeff. You try being 18-year-old, 6 months, and writing a check for 20 grand. and you still getting your feet wet in network marketing. How many of y'all would have cut that check? Does that make sense? Anybody know what my check was? Pick one. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you though, almost 3 decades later, I am grateful that he did that for me. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Now I'm trying to pay that forward to you guys first. I want you to understand the urgency of why you need to capitalize on this time block. And I want to congratulate, I know that Eldon is not here, but Eldon is the first person to refer outside of me. So he's got his first of 3 referrals, right, in the class. Rudy is the first one who actually signed up for the class outside of me, right? So people are starting to catch on, and I want to congratulate Martha, who is the latest sign up to come into the class. So you guys give her a big hand, okay? Now, the challenge I give you, those who are in the class, is to make sure you get your 3. You get more reoccurring. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But you get at least 3. You get your tuition back. What more? How much better does it get? Me, Ibrahim, ain't mad at you. We're happy for you. Because you are making the system work. Does that make sense, guys? We lay out the system for you, but the system is only a system until we all work it to prove that it works. Does that make sense, guys? So whether it's a good system or a bad system depends on the community's performance. You with me?
Yes.
Right? So the product that delivers the results in complement to the 7-second test and the 3-click rule is our signature time blocking masterclass. Do you realize between the masterclass, the inner circle, right? Legacy builders for incomes, right? Right there alone, most of you guys have HBA, also have get response, right? We're looking at already 9 streams of income. Just like that. And some of you guys are earning more than one of those 9 streams of income. If you guys congratulate Cynthia, Cynthia just got a referral for HBA. And if you guys congratulate Rochelle, is our newest inductee to get her website done through HBA. So you guys see the power of community, guys?
Yes.
Did I have to really sell you guys? No, because the value is already there. You guys feel me?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to be a salesperson, nor do I want to be a good one either. Can I be? Yeah. But how do I do is exactly what Tim talked about last night. You don't focus on the outcome, you focus on the process. Does that make sense, guys? You focus on the process. What does it mean to focus on the process? Well, ask yourself the first question. How many people have I referred to PPP community? Free or inner circle? What did I do to keep them around since I referred them? What did I do? Or am I still depending on Kim and Brahim? We can't make people trust you. We can build your name up. We can build your credit score up. but you still have to earn the respect and the relationship from the person you referred. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Right? We can say good things about you, but we can't make them like you. You know, that's the same conversation that Brahim and I had, right? Because a lot of you came before Brahim. So I told him, I said, I can build you up. You're a good person. But you got to make the effort to earn each and every one of these people's trust. Does that make sense, guys? And I'm going to tell you, Brahim is like a sponge. That sponge never gets dry.
Right.
It stays wet, okay? In a good way, okay? So this is important we understand this, guys. And number 4, guys, is common sense. I don't think we have that problem here. Stop pitching. I don't believe anyone here does pitch. We don't pitch. Does that make sense, guys? That's just not part of our nature. We don't pitch. What do? We look where someone can be helped, correct? When we identify and see where they can be helped, we'll give them a wake-up call. It's either they take the wake-up call or they ignore you. There's no in between. Does that make sense? And if they ignore your wake-up call, that only means timing is not right. That's all that means. But you can make an effort to do what? To get their permission to add them to your list. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
The list is so important. Okay? How many of you guys have liked to see the test emails I've been sending out to get response? Right? How do they look? They look good? Right? Do they stand out to the average email out there? Now it's time for you to stand out by putting your brand. You customize it to your brand so you can stand out in the same way, but to reflect you. Does that make sense? That's how you truly brand, guys. That's how you brand, right? So start helping serve people first and you win them forever. Does that make sense, guys?
Kim,
Yes, it does.
Yes.
could you clarify what you're calling pitching? Because when I on a video refer them to my profile for the blueprint and the community, you're saying that's not pitching, or is it?
That is not pitching. That is redirecting to someone to leverage resources.
Okay.
Pitching is a little different. Anybody know what the definition of pitching?
Know the definition of pitching, but there's a real big difference between solving somebody's problem and sharing information that can solve their problem. That's not pitching. Pitching is when you're actually trying to sell or convince somebody on something that they really don't want to do. But if you guys want to actually solve someone's problem and share some information that can solve their problem, it's not pitching because you don't care whether they do it or not. All you're doing is sharing the information with them.
So basically, you're letting them make the decision with no pressure. You see? So in other words, when you're making them think it's their idea, then they're not feel like they're being sold, correct?
Right.
But if they feel like they're being sold, then that means you pitch them.
Okay.
That's the only time someone feel pitch is when they feel like this is a transaction. This is not this is not a solution. I am definitely buying and I'm definitely being sold. Does that make sense? Versus I need this. It makes sense. Without this, I cannot get to my next step. There's a big difference. You guys see the difference now?
Yes.
Okay. So number 5 is what puts the whole icing on the cake. Okay. Don't market. What that means by don't market, don't depend on the marketing only. Make sure you ask them, how can I serve you better? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Spend time with them. You got to be willing to give first before you can receive. Does that make sense? And we all know what that choir sounds like. We are a group. I know most of you, if not all of you here, are Christians. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This is why this topic, guys, is so dear to my heart. These are the core values I apply since the age of 18. And I hope.
Give to the well before you take from the well.
That's right. That's
Say.
right. That's right. And the things, guys, let me tell you, Chat GPT is amazing. Okay. This is Chat GPT, guys. Is that amazing or what?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, that's awesome.
That's Chat GPT, guys. Let me ask you guys this. How many of y'all, when you ask Chat GPT to create content, and you make sure in your request, you put emboss the text to the max and make it 3-dimensional to the max. When you do that, that's what you get. Does that make sense? I just realized I was such in a rush, I didn't even put the community logo on there.
Yeah, that's right.
But you see how sharp, how crisp the text, the whole picture, everything?
I can share another prompt with you guys too. To make your photos real crisp in Chat GPT. I'll put it in the text. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. So, going through the Q&A, I'm going to go back to PPP homepage, right? Right here. So when you go to the homepage, it's right here. This time, on the Q&A, I'm going to ask the question looking for the answers from you guys to see how much we're on the same page. Fair enough?
Okay.
Okay, first question. I'm a brand new prospect. I follow your call to action, right? And your call to action says, if this is you, drop already. So I drop already. What you gonna send me? There's only one right answer.
The
The
blueprint.
free
If I-
community link.
No. No, 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 no. It's already on your profiles.
The
Come on,
link
guys.
tree.
It starts with an L.
Link tree.
Thank you. Good job, Rudy. Why the link tree?
Because that has all your links in there.
Your first
Your
link?
main
What's your first link should be?
legacy builder.
Correct. Your blueprint, right?
Mhm.
Your blueprint, right? What is your second link?
PPP.
Community. We don't say names.
Okay.
We just say community. Why?
Okay.
We don't want to piss nobody else off. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We're not creating enemies here. This is our recipe. Recipe means everybody focus on the same process. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It doesn't discriminate. What is your third link?
Calendly.
How they connect with you, right? How they connect with you. Why? Because they may want to know that you're a real person. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's the only place that I disagree with Michelle. They want full automation and people just dish out money. But you know what? If that's the case, then it's just transactions. Does that make sense? You're not building relationships. Let me ask you this. How many people have bought the program and do a squat with it?
Me.
Me.
Do you know, guys, that is 85% of people who purchase Legacy Builder.
That's
85%, guys. 54,500 people bought this damn thing. Does that make sense, guys?
yeah.
Kudos to Jeff. At least you're showing up. Right, Jeff?
Yeah, at least
Let me
I
tell
am.
you why I say this. Kudos to Jeff. Okay. Who would you put your money on? Someone who has a lot of activities but doesn't show up, or someone who shows up that has no activities? Where would you put your money?
Second one.
Definitely the show up.
That's right. You know why? He may not be doing anything, but what is he doing right now?
He's learning.
Accumulating everything.
He's absorbing. He's absorbing. Let me tell you something.
Trying to be a sponge.
And guess what happens when that sponge has too much water?
Starts dripping on people.
That's right.
Mhm.
That means that his saliva is coming down. Right, Raheem? His
Yep.
saliva is going down and say, look, what am I doing? Why am I not making money? Why haven't I got the return on my investment yet? And guess
Mhm.
what? That pressure builds up. And it builds up. And it's a matter of time before it bursts. And he's going to have his aha moment. Next thing you know, you guys are going to be eating Jeff's dust. But you know why? If someone has success but no discipline, it's temporary. It's temporary. When someone shows up consistently, the whole time, what are they developing? Discipline. Discipline. You could teach discipline, but the person has to be willing to have it and to develop it. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
That's why it's important. You see? Now, you send me your link tree, right? I come in to your website and I go ahead and give you my email and my phone number. Then what? Because most likely I came into your community site, correct? Because why do you think we put the blueprint on the first link, we put the community link in the middle, and we put the ability to connect with you? You got a choice. 900, free, or show my face. Which one sounds like the easy way out?
Community.
Free.
Free community.
Free. So the minute somebody comes in the community, what is your job?
Get an appointment with you.
With me, with Brahim,
Walk
or
through.
you feel qualified to do a walkthrough, do the walkthrough. Let me tell you, when I buy from your website, do you think I want a walkthrough from Brahim or me, or do I want a walkthrough from the person I opt in the website from?
Right.
Number three.
Does that make sense? What did we just talk about? your credit score, right?
Yeah.
You just added buku credit on your credit score. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
You see, it's not hard to walk somebody through the community. There's only 6 main modules. 6. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Don't worry about the rest. Just focus on the 6. And the result of that walkthrough is to make sure they know how important it is to show up to the workshop that are free. Carlene is a result of the workshops. So does the workshop work for conversion? Each and every one of you are still here, first and foremost because of the workshop. Second and foremost is because of the support you got from this community. Am I inaccurate?
No.
So guys, all you're doing is paying it forward. You don't have it to have it in you. The truth is you already have it in you. So ask yourself, what is holding me back? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Each and every one of you has an experience to share with others of what the community has done for you. Have you not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your heart is already there. It's just you need to figure out what is it that's holding you back. It can't be content because some of you are making sales without content. So it's not the content. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I want to give you the number 1 assignment. Okay? The number 1 assignment, sit down in a quiet place and ask yourself, why haven't I referred the way I would want to? If there's things that need to be done, write them down. Write them down. Whatever you feel that might be the reason that holds you back. And then let's have that come to Jesus meeting.
What'd you say? Why haven't I what?
So, why haven't I been able
Why haven't
to refer the way I would want to refer?
I?
In other words, you've already identified what's your story, what's your experience with this community, how did we help you, how did we support you? After you realize that and you ask yourself that question, then itemize whatever item that might be. What's missing? Right? Have I spent enough time with Kim? Have I made the effort to spend time with Kim or Brahim? Right? Have I done my part? Have they done their part? And let's hash it out so that you can move forward from this point. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want you to know this. It's July 15th. We have 3 weeks to market this time blocking class. 3 weeks. August 7, it begins. Right? Now, can you still market it while we do the class? Yes. But now the people that you bring into this class, they're going to have to play catch up. Does that make sense? It's not that you can prevent it, but you can prevent it to the max. Does that make sense? And that comes down from taking action. Okay? You see it, Raheem?
On the other half of the page, the sale stops at legacy. That's it.
And I don't even have to talk about it. I just
Yeah.
had to create content to drive people to my website. That's it. See, a smart person, and back me up on this, Raheem, okay? A smart person in DGC that wants results, they're going to opt in other people's funnels. They want to see what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yo, that's how I started using Linktree. Because I went to Daryl's link on his thing. He had Linktree. So I was like, you know what? Let me get a Linktree.
But
Let me get a Linktree because he's making,
If y'all
400
haven't
some
seen
thousand dollars.
Brahim's, if you guys haven't seen Brahim's Linktree lately and saw Brahim's Linktree before he and I got together, it's night and day.
Fire.
I can say that.
Okay. So if someone now comes in the community and they come to you, I'm coming to Martha right now. Let's say I opt in through the community through Martha, and I say, how do I get in this time blocking? Where are you going to direct me?
Hold on, yo.
Link tree.
The
No,
community,
no,
the free
no.
community.
I want you to write it down. Okay. I want you to write it down.
Okay,
Okay.
but put the question again first. Someone
I
coming
am
in.
interested for the time blocking because this is all I see being posted in the community. Time blocking this, time blocking that, time blocking this. I'm tired of seeing it. Now I want to be part of it. Does that make sense? Right? So now I go to Martha and I say, Martha, how do I get into the time blocking? Right?
It's the baby. That's the dad.
Hear what you do, guys. Hear what you do. I don't want you to be guessing, okay? But here's what you do, guys. So you're gonna go into you're
Look
in
how
the
bigger he
PP,
is.
you're in the PPP free community, right? There's gonna always be a post.
He had babies with like a fox and
So there's always gonna be a post in the community, guys, that's gonna talk about time blocking. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And when let's say I click right here, right? Let's just say I click on today's post. I keep going. This is login, but then it says in case you miss, right? You see that? In
Yeah.
case you miss. When I click on in case you miss, what do you see? There we go. This is where the time blocking comes in. You see that? Because what is it telling me? Claim your freedom formula blueprint right here. Boom. You don't even have to memorize the link. You just have to know where to find it. Does that make sense? So Martha is going to say, you need to go ahead and go in your free community, look for this post, click on this link. Why? Because when I go ahead and opt in from here, where is it going to take me? It's going to take me right here in the community where I am not part of this classroom yet, correct? It's going to take me directly to the time blocking class. And what is going to show up? How for me to sign up for $97. Now, why is it important that I sign up this way?
So that we can get credit.
So that Martha can get credit for affiliate. So that whoever the referring person is, they're going to get credit for that affiliate. Does that make sense? Because how you came into the community is how that affiliate is going to track. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Only if they sign up from their login, because their login is what tracks to you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's why it's important. Because the minute they go into the time blocking, guess what? Now it says, boom, access the master class, right? Well, because that's I'm already in, right? But it's supposed to say it's on the inner circle, right? It's going to take me to the inner circle, right? It's going to take me to the inner circle masterclass. Actually, not to the free, but to the inner circle. Okay, that's where the funnel leads you. It leads you right here. And then when they go here, it says, grab my VIP, right? So I'm going to come right here. Boom. I go down to the bottom. What does it say?
Grab my VIP.
And when I grab my VIP, it's going to take me directly to the VIP class module so I can pay my $67 and that affiliate still tracks to Martha.
Now, in this scenario, Kim, is this person already paying the $80 a month?
Yes, they already came through the inner circle for the circle in order to get here. They couldn't get here because the funnel is going to redirect them to the inner circle. And when they get into the inner circle, it's going to stop them right there to create a profile for inner circle. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Kind
Well,
of.
can you go, if they're not in the inner circle yet, I know this is a different scenario, where would they go to start being in the inner circle?
So the way I designed this is when they come here, okay, when you went to that post and then you click here and then you went here, and on that link, it took you to the funnel, correct? On that post, it took you to the funnel, right? When they fill out the funnel, it's going to send them to the form that says, were you referred by the community or were you referred by someone else? You should be walking them through that process. Does that make sense? The reason you walk them through that process, so right there and then you can give them your inner circle link. You get it?
Okay.
Right? You get it? So that is when you give them your inner circle link, and then from there, everything else is clockwork. Everybody got that?
No, because I need to create a cheat sheet for everything you just said because it was confusing.
Well, I meet with you in the morning, so we can always go back over it. But so
it's hard to get it just from verbally. I need to
look. I'm walking you through the process right now. I come in here, I grab my seat, and I go ahead and fill this form. Correct? Right?
Right.
I fill this form. Right? If I'm not part of inner circle, what do you think is going to tell me when this takes me to the inner circle?
Yeah,
it's going to take me to the actual form, right? So if I go here, I put Kim Mulatto, fill this out. Who referred me? Martha, right? Boom. I go secure my seat. It's going to take me to the inner circle, right? So at this point, you know what? I'm gonna not take it to the inner circle. I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm gonna send them right here to this form. I'm gonna change that right now as soon as we get off the call. I'm gonna send them right now to this form, right? So guess what? Now they're gonna be filling this out, and when they fill this out, and let's say I got referred by Martha, right? And I go in here. So this is the process. It's gonna redirect them here, right? The only thing they're gonna see, this is why it's important that you there with them to fill this out, okay? Because when they fill this out, guys, and I put Martha, right? Get in, guess what it's gonna do? It's not going anywhere. Why? Because it's your time to shine. When you see them fill this out and they click get in the circle, this is when you give them your inner circle affiliated link. How do you get your inner circle affiliated link, right? So you go here. This is your inner circle. You're in the inner circle, right? You're going to go to the about. When you go to the about, I'm the admin. But when you're not the admin, it's going to say invite, correct? Is that correct? So when you click on invite, there's going to be a pop-up with a link. That's your referral for your affiliate for the inner circle. You're going to copy that. You're going to give it to that person that you're meeting with, right? And you're going to tell them to go ahead and fill out the profile. If they don't have a school profile, if they already have a school profile, it's going to take them directly to Inner Circle to pay $80. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When they pay the $80, it's automatically going to credit to you on the affiliate. It's going to say, you have the ability to earn affiliate 40% commission. It always says that when you sign up. Does that make sense?
And Kim, what are the forms of payment they can use?
Any credit card, as long as they don't decline.
But not PayPal or Venmo, just credit cards?
School does not have PayPal. However, if you watch the latest news from school that they post, okay, they're working on PayPal, they're working on Apple Pay, they're also working on Afterpay, and they're working on multiple payment options.
Okay.
This is going to happen within the next 60 days. I was just watching it literally about an hour before this call.